to get in. I'm moving slow today. I did not sleep well last night. My back is hurting. And I'm doing everything I can from buying this massager on the TikTok shop. It's like $32, but I'm telling you, it straps around your neck and it's supposed to massage the pain away. So I actually think I'm going to break down and buy it today. I actually think I'm going to break down and buy it today. Southern Grammy, it's nice to see you. Melanie, it's nice to see you. The real me too. I figured we would do a little bit of old fashioned, office too today. Mona, it's nice to see you. Des, TD, Lulu, it's nice to see you. Linda, Caroline, Phil. True Crime with Sweet Melissa. Good morning. Peggy, good morning. Don, it's nice to see you. YouTuber, Groovy Gal. Mary, I'm waking up. I'm tired. I am not doing well this morning, and I got a full day ahead of me. You can't see me, but I can. It's nice to see you. Panda Bear's mom, Patty, good morning. Deanna, good morning. It's nice to see you. Aletha, good morning. Sorta Morta. Dee, good morning. Cheyenne, yes, she's right in front of me, bundled up, sleeping. We'll pull her out after she gets some Z's in. Shining Star, Betty, it's nice to see you. Adrian, fueled by coffee and crime. Good morning, Bedhead. Yes. Christy, it's nice to see you. Hey, guys. So I was on, I'm going to drop the video here a little bit later. I was on TikTok and just did a live, and we were talking about some of the, the UTI. But I didn't want to spend our time talking. Hey, Karen, it's nice to see you. Good morning. I hope you had a great Valentine. I hope everybody had a great Valentine's. I wish I could show you. I didn't send it to me, but I got a picture. Maybe I wonder if I can. Let me see here. I got a picture of Mom. Covered her face, of course, but I did get a picture of Mom. I took her out for steak yesterday. Let's see if I can find it on here. Pause. Unusual circle. I don't want to. Just pause. Oh, it doesn't do what I need it to do. Don't want to show you guys what you guys got coming for you, because as soon as we're done with this live, I'll get that prepared and it'll drop in a couple hours. Sweetie Pie, it's nice to see you. Janice, nice to see you as well. Good morning, everybody coming in to Cray. It's nice to see you. Hey, Jude. Hey, Alcoholic. Joanne, it's Kim. It's nice to see you all. It's nice to see you all. Me and you. I just see it. I just saw you. You're stalking me. I'm just joking. A little bit of everything. It's nice to see you. We're at Connie's house showing the. Good luck. Good luck. Absolutely. We'll say a prayer for you. I know it's probably got to be hard, melancholy, bittersweet. I'm sorry to hear that you're there for that reason, but it's nice to see you in chat, but we definitely wish you the best of luck. Gigi, good morning, love. It's nice to see you. Oh, True Crime Addict reminding us, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. We have 130 people already this morning. I was trying to find you guys the picture of my mom. Hold on, let me send it to myself. I want you guys to see it. Hold on. I'll be right back. Oh, no, I don't have to do it that way. I can do it this way, and then I'll be right back because it's on this phone. Oh, that means I can show you. Duh. I'm okay. There she is, Mama Bullhorn. Mama Bullhorn, there she is, blowing everybody a kiss, saying she wanted tea, and they had a, what was it called? Burning, I can't remember it. It was a really like snazzy name for this martini, and so Mom orders tea, and I'm like, it's Valentine's Day, Mom, get the special, and it came with a little candy heart on it. And when I realized it was a martini, I'm like, are you sure you want a martini? I'm not really a martini fan, and I'm just saying, too far from the tree. So I'm kind of, are you sure about this? She's like, oh yeah, I'll be fine. I'm like, okay. She takes a sip and she's like, I'm like, are you doing all right? Are you doing all right over there, Mom? We had a wonderful time. We had a wonderful time. We literally, we got there when the place opens. We had the ability to get there when the restaurant opened. Okay, got it. Let's see what this is. Why isn't it letting me? Oh, there it is. It's showing me. On. Oh, no. That was with my mom, and I don't drink. So there was none of that to cray. There's none of that. Yeah, no, I had sweet tea with lemon. I had sweet tea with lemon. So had a prime rib, but we were there at like 3 p.m. We were seated immediately, and we had a little wait, because everybody was kind of lining up at the door, the people that were there to be there when the door opened. And of course, we were like, I don't know, 4 or 5 families back. And so the doors open and we go in and they sit us pretty quickly. But we didn't have to really wait. We weren't standing in line for 20, 30 minutes. We stood outside the door, I think like maybe 3 minutes before it was opened. And our food was out, in great time. We had a wonderful time. We got to have, and everything came out perfect. Like when you go to those restaurants and they they wait until the last minute and they pile your appetizer, your like everything just comes out at once. This was, we had our appetizer, then came the salad and the bread, and when we were done eating our salad, came right out our steak. It was really nice. It was really nice. And so the flow was really good. The food was really good. We had an enjoyable time. And Mom got I went and went to a wholesaler, a flour wholesaler. Oh my gosh, if wholesalers are that darn expensive, my word. I don't know how flowers are expensive, but it doesn't matter. I enjoyed it. I went out and picked out some beautiful flowers. I did like a pink. I don't think I showed you guys. Did I show you guys? Did I already move it? I already moved it. Hold on. I gotta show you guys real quick. Let me get into my files. Ew, I don't like that. It's too kind. All right, so we're in. Where is it? Oh, it's in here. I bet you it's in here. There they are. So I went and picked up a whole bunch of fresh flowers from the local wholesale florist. And made the bouquets myself, the little ones. See this one right here with the 2 hydrangeas, my mom's. This is my best friend's. And look how beautiful they turned out. Right? So she got like a homemade, even though it was homemade because I got the flowers. I had to put all the stuff together. So I really enjoyed it, and I was able to make 3. I made 1 vase with 2 hydrangeas, 1 nice and full with just the 1 hydrangea, which Laura got, and then whatever was left over. Like I got 1 hydrangea and like the what is it, angel's breath. I had the scraps, but even the scraps that I had left over made a beautiful bouquet. So I got 3 bouquets out of that. It was nice. So as soon as I put them together, I delivered them. I'll tell you that. So Mom got a beautiful bouquet and a steak dinner and a martini that she pursed her lips at. I think after the first sip, everything else went down a little easier, but that first one bit a little bit. So anyways, I hope you guys had an amazing Valentine's Day yourself. I hope if you're by yourself, you treated yourself. To be honest with you, I dropped the flowers off and I told Mom, I said, I'm treating myself to a steak for Valentine's Day. That's what I'm giving myself for Valentine's Day. Would you like to come? Would you like to come? So she ended up coming. So it was nice. It was nice. Decor and more, Anna, it's nice to see you. Hey, Phil. Good morning. So we've been talking, of course, as we've always been advocating, taking a few moments to advocate for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. You guys are watching the craziness go on. You're watching the, daily you watch the unscrupulous PI become more and more unhinged. I mean, right now, he's just kind of doesn't really say a whole lot anymore. And when he does, it's like, he just pops out of nowhere, like nobody's paying attention to him or something. And it's like, oh, well, FAFO. Like this guy, I can't. And to think that he's involved in this case because of the mom and stepfather, it's frustrating because people are listening to this nonsense and formulating opinions on bad information. It's not the people that are it's sad that people that are following some of these content creators aren't looking really for the truth. They're there to back their content creators. And I understand the loyalty and stuff like that, but I would never, ever, ever want my audience to be backing me just to back me. We're here for the truth. If we're not trying to reveal the truth, or you get something wrong, you don't want somebody just allowing you to keep getting the same, getting information wrong, because wrong information, it changes things, right? For example, somebody arriving at work at 5:15 in the morning versus 6:30, there's a big difference there. And when you're looking, especially large travel times, hey, Saucy, it's nice to see you. Good morning. When you're looking at large travel times, an hour and 15 minutes is a big difference. It's a big difference in where you could be, what you could be doing. So bad information, like, for example, when we were hearing that CP was at work at 5:15, it threw our entire timeline off, right? When we started out, we wanted to see if it was possible, if the stepfather getting off the phone, just taking everything at face value, okay? A phone call came. Hey, Mama Rissa, it's nice to see you. Pebbles, good morning, guys. I'm glad to see everybody survived Valentine's Day. I stayed away from the chocolate. That's all I can say. I stayed away from the chocolate. B Betty fan sent me chocolate like a little bit before, so I had that all gone before Valentine's Day. Every last bit of it, except Delilah. I'm surprised Delilah's stomach didn't get upset because she got a hold of one of the chocolate kisses and I didn't know it. And I saw this wrapper shredded, and I'm like, what in the world is this? And I'm like, and so I saw one of the chocolate kisses, and apparently she didn't eat the whole kiss because the majority of the kiss was there. But the little tip, the little point, she had it down to about here. She took the whole point off of it, but she left, and you could see the doggy, like there was evidence. Like if she was trying to deny it that she did it, we had evidence. I could have, molded the teeth prints, and I bet you they would have been a perfect match for Delilah's mouth. What do you bet? So I ended up throwing that kiss away before she ate any more, but I was mortified. I'm like, oh, she's gonna have diarrhea. She didn't. She was she must have a stomach of steel. She must have a stomach of steel. Yeah, well, sort of Morta. When I had Jasper was a puppy, but she was a large puppy because she was a Labrador. So when she was 6 months, she was probably about 5 of Delilah, maybe 6, maybe 10. I don't know. She was a pretty big puppy at, 6 months old. And I can't remember if it was, I think it was Easter because it was a chocolate bunny, but it wasn't, this was one of those solid chocolate bunnies, okay? And somehow or another, of course, I was in my 20s, so I was an irresponsible person, right? Absolutely irresponsible. Didn't clean up after myself, kicked my shoes off, the 20-something, right? And so I must have put the chocolate bunny on the coffee table in the living room. I don't remember. I left. I came back. The box was shredded. There was nothing left of this chocolate bunny. I remember I was frantic. I'm calling every single vet that to anybody that would pick up and answer my question. And I'm like, my dog ate a freaking pound of chocolate. And so I was mortified because you hear all these horrible stories about chocolate and dogs, and it could kill them. And so I'm thinking, my dog's on the deathbed. I didn't know. I thought she was on her deathbed. She looked normal, but I didn't know when it was gonna, just knock her on her butt. So I'm calling, I'm freaking out, and so I'm like in tears, and this vet, and the only vet that picked up his phone, not an assistant or a gatekeeper. It was, I don't remember what vet it was because this was 20 something years ago. But I remember the vet called, or the vet picked up the phone, and I was actually speaking to the vet, and I'm like, in tears. I'm thinking my dog's gonna die because dogs can't have chocolate. And so he's not trying to laugh at me, but because I'm freaking out over this pound of chocolate, he's like, ma'am, he's like, calm down. He's like, what kind of dog do you have? And I said, I've got a Labrador. And he's like, how many pounds is she? I said, I don't know, like 20, 25. And so he kind of gives a chuckle. He goes, ma'am, he goes, you'll be fine. He's like, she's probably going to have a real bad case of diarrhea. Just make sure she has a little extra water. If she starts, doing anything weird or getting lethargic in any way, bring her in. But I really, truly believe your dog's going to be okay. But it's a pound of chocolate. It's not like a chocolate kiss. And so I realized at that moment that, a lot of the hype, yes, you need to be very careful. And yes, it does affect smaller dogs a little differently. But, oh, good gracious. I thought the dog, she's just, normal and happy and, just ready to lick mommy. I'm in tears. I'm thinking she's going to die. And she's looking at me like, why are you acting all crazy? And I'm sure the vet was on the phone like, ma'am, it's going to be okay. But you just don't know, right? You just don't know. So just rest assured Delilah was okay and she didn't have any diarrhea for taking the tip off the kiss. The kiss I did not eat, even though I don't mind eating after my own dog. For all those people that think I'm gross, that's okay. But I did throw the kiss away. It had rolled in the bed. I didn't know how much dog hair was on it. I'll be honest with you. If her dog hair was white instead of dark, I would have eaten the kiss. Okay, let's be honest here. It's chocolate. Okay, I don't waste the stuff. I don't waste the stuff. So I want to thank Shay's safe space safe place because she's got this craft of being able to go find clips. Like she takes the time to go review stuff and get some clips that we forget to hear about. Scott Free said, so glad you love puppies unlike other creators like GW. GW last week, she can't stand pups. Well, she's just an evil person. I mean, I have a problem with anybody that doesn't like, I don't necessarily care to have a zoo in my home, but I love all of the creatures. Okay. There's a lot of creatures that I can love afar, just not up in my house. But I still love all creatures, right? So anyways, she just has a way of grabbing some clips that we haven't heard from in a while and representing them. And so I think this was a real good one. And I wanted to play it for you guys. And if you guys want to see it in a better format, go over to Shay's Safe Place. And it's the one that she just dropped about 35 minutes ago. And maybe it's a little longer than that. It's probably been up here and hasn't refreshed. But it's called The Real Reactions from Chris Proudfoot. But I like the beginning of it because she brings in all these other cases and shows the duper's delight, so to speak. And so I like it. So I'm just going to show you guys the beginning. We'll have a little chat about it. Thank you, Shay.
Is an altercation of some form.
Look at that.
And an escalation that was more than just that.
Look at that.
That goes back and part of the history. For at least, I think, at least 2 years. I'll get to some of that. But questions. So I know you just needs to be found. He needs to know that there are people in here, and I wish he would have told me. I wish he would have told me what was going on, because I wouldn't have let him go back there. He might have been afraid to tell you because of what might have happened to him if he did. This is a man. Well, I'm gonna table the comment I was about to make. Let me switch gears.
This interview with Seth Rogers is from someone I did not realize that was actually from the Proudfoot community.
Yes. So Justin on TikTok, he's changed his name. I don't think he likes. He's rebranded his name to Justin. I can't remember what his name is now that he's taken for all of his social media platforms. But he's just recently changed his name. I think it was kind of because it really didn't showcase what he was truly about, being Justin on TikTok. Because he kind of got into true crime like many of us. It was a very organic situation. Mine was just advocating for a like-minded political family member of Gabby Petito that was on the East Coast, and just wanted us to just kind of see what was going on, since we were just a half an hour away from the situation. So we were kind of eyes and ears for some of the family members of Gabby. And then when Brian Laundrie was missing, it did something in us, because we were kind of upset about that. And we felt that the mom and dad knew something. So we ended up just taking what we do politically and applying that in the situation of Gabby Petito. And it got, national and worldwide attention that we weren't anticipating. And then, of course, some of the work that we did, and we never left that Myakkahatchee Environmental Park. We knew he was there, yet law enforcement packed up all of their crew, all of their equipment, and moved it 45 minutes into the swamp. And so we were just very tenacious. We got a group of people. We had we did this as a group effort trying to locate Brian. We got within 500 yards of him, but we didn't see him. We didn't see any type of bird activity that could direct us to where he was. But he was ultimately found after the Laundries decided to go out there. They put an end to this in less than 20 minutes. He was found. So that's kind of how I met Justin on TikTok. That was his name, Chronicles of Olivia. That's when we actually worked with White Boy Lockdown and his wife out there. It was a good working relationship. We never anticipated Molly and them getting into a fight, and then them turning it into a war with people that had nothing to do with the original argument anyways. And you see the unhealthy behavior. But after that situation, nobody wanted anything to do with them because of how they acted. So they just harbor a lot of hurt feelings over the Gabby Petito. And we were still curious about the case. So we ended up going across the country following Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito's trip, which led us to Spread Creek, where her body was ultimately found. And then we covered the case of Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner while we were there, and those were other two people that crossed paths with Kylan Schulte and Brian and Gabby. And we reported some information we found following that case to a lieutenant there, and come to find out the person that was identified that we were looking at as a strong suspect ended up being the person that committed their homicide. So then we moved on to the Summer Wells case. People wanted us to go look at this and look at that. I mean, we were having some success in the work that we were doing. So it kind of ended up just going from helping someone and a family to really taking on a life of its own. And here we are, 4 or 5 years later. Still trying to advocate for victims, so it was very, very organic. And I think a lot of people that do this stuff, I don't know how we got here, but we're here, and that to me, I have to attribute to something guiding, such as God guiding us to the truth. I don't know. It's just something that I never anticipated doing, but here we are. It wasn't part of the life plan. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes life takes you on different paths that you're not, you weren't expecting. This is one for me. This was one for me. So let's get over to the nuts and bolts of this. But I think the reason why I grabbed this from Shay's is because this was an earlier interview. I forgot all about the interviews on TikTok with Justin early on in this case, and you can clearly see Seth's how upset he is early on. I mean, he's early on in this case, and he's highly upset. And Justin is from that area. He's from the Nashville area and lives there. So he is ultra close to this investigation, and he had to step away because of the nastiness and the bullying and all this other stuff. He didn't want to deal with the drama. A person that has a huge platform not advocating for a child in need because he can't, doesn't want the drama. He's got a family, he's got children. They were attacking his wife. They were calling him a pedo. I mean, these people that have been elicited to help the mom and stepdad have been brutal to everybody. The only reason why it doesn't affect us on this channel as much as other people is because we've been enduring this for years, and we've just kind of ignore it. But these people are having to deal with it for the first time, and it's very shocking to their core, So we managed to move through it. I'm just saying, I'm not going to allow somebody to intimidate me from anything. It's just not going to happen. So if you push, I push back. I mean, that's just who I am as a person. That's just who I am as a person. Even in the county, you push, I push back. If it's a cause I believe in, I push back. And I'm very successful in my avocation in this county. I don't bat 100% of being a perfect world, but even for the community here, I have a good high batting average. I can tell you that the community does appreciate having people in that dais on these decisions that affect our people here in this county.
About this beforehand, and I don't want to talk too much about your ex and his stepfather. I want to keep that to a bare minimum because this is about you. This is about Sebastian and about you because you're the one that's out there.
It's about Sebastian. Always, always, always. These hate channels always want us to go focus on Seth, to take the focus away from the mom and stepdad. But every time we look at Seth, we're very proud of how he's acting. Not exhibiting any red flags. He makes it about his son. He doesn't complain about what he's going through. He's very, very concerned about the well-being of his son as opposed to his own well-being. Those are all the boxes we want in all the right places.
Every day doing things. But you had said a second ago that he was afraid of his stepdad. What does he convey to you or talk to you about that you were able to talk about why he was afraid of him?
I found out afterwards. I found out after my son disappeared that he was scared of this stepfather. I've seen some of them.
He was scared. Can you imagine? Hey, Smiley Stories World. It's nice to see you, Love Bug. Can you imagine going to work like a normal day, expecting to get your child by the end of the week? You're just starting your week. It's Monday morning. You're getting off work. You were there from Sunday night to Monday morning, and then you see a message on your phone that's in your vehicle, and you realize something's wrong. So before you even pull out, you pick up the phone and you find out your child is missing. So naturally, the only thing you're thinking of is getting right there and finding out what is going on. And then nobody knows anything. Something just doesn't feel right, and nobody knows anything. And then weeks after this happens, you find out your child was fearful of the step parent, and you realize there's Department of Children and Family Services involved in that house, and you're like, why didn't anybody contact me? And now he had to hire an attorney to get those reports that he should have been apprised of back when they were happening. And then he gets these reports and realizes how his son was being treated inside that house. But then now we have a little more insight because the child's missing, and you see how the rest of the family was behaving. And now you have these your child's missing. You got reports that look really, really bad filed with the Department of Children and Family Services, some that Sebastian himself told a teacher about. And you realize your son's fearful of his stepfather, and he's missing. And those people are being shady and not searching. And every time Seth tries to get everybody on the same page, even bringing in a national spokesperson to handle the whole family, an unbiased person to handle the whole family's request on the public platform, Tony Mathis, they didn't want nothing to do with anything. Every single thing to help unite this family for the benefit of Sebastian failed, and it failed because of the mom and stepfather failing to want to even come together. If they come together with Seth, it has to be on their terms instead of just for the benefit of Sebastian. They want to be in control of everything. Well, if they were in control of everything, why is the situation so out of control? If they can't even keep track of a child, what makes anybody, especially them, believe that they're the best person to be leading the charge? Maybe just help instead of controlling would have been the best avenue at this juncture. But no, they wanted nothing. They wanted to make sure that the only way they were going to work with is if everybody quit talking about them. Seth had to control every single person. He was told he needs to tell his people to stop talking about them. He has no control over other people. And so he went out and said, listen, I want to work with, I want this to be a united front. If people can't get on board with it, F you. And the internet erupted. And now we know why. Because all these people were elicited to help by the Proudfoots. So the internet erupted intentionally. Intentionally. He was willing to work with them to the point where he was telling the people that had been supporting him, if you can't get in line, then move out my way. And then that still wasn't enough for this stepfather and mother to start working for the goal of bringing Sebastian home. There had to be additional conditions. Every time Seth complied to those additional terms, the goalpost would then again be moved. It became very clear, abundantly clear, that nothing Seth would do or could do to get them on board with his goal of finding his son. So after finding and realizing that, and then realizing this, he moved forward without them. And he is still pushing ahead to this day without them, while they sit there and stir all of this nonsense up. And then when the pressure really gets hot, not from us, but from law enforcement, what happens? The mom invokes her right to remain silent and hires an attorney. That doesn't sound like cooperation to me. You know, they were out here wanting to make sure we all knew they were cooperating. They were cooperating with law enforcement. Now they don't want anything to do with the team they assembled. They don't want anything to do with the PI that they hired. They want to hide under a rock, and they just want this whole mess to go away. We are not going to hear from them anymore. Not through these other they shut everybody down from everything I'm hearing.
I podcasts where he has used the belt. I mean, if you think about if you have been to the school, I've talked to the principal, I've talked to his teachers, I've talked to the SRO, and everybody is like, he's a wonderful kid. You know, he's always happy here. He always wants to make sure, as the SRO told me, he saw him every day. And the SRO was like, it was the same thing every day with him. He would stop the SRO and be like, how many tickets are you going to give the teacher today? You know, and
It's funny.
I like to think that he got that from me. I have a sense of humor.
You do have a sense of humor. You went through all this.
Aw, you know, so he's saying, you know, he's even talking about, you know, how much of a jokester his son is, and you know the stuff that he found out from school. And he was a happy kid, but I heard that there's some reports from. It sounds like there's somebody has some reports, 287 pages of unclassified, unconfidential, non-confidential reports. And I'm curious when those are going to be released, if those are going to be released, because I think it would show us a much clearer picture of why we all feel the way we feel.
You know, I don't know if you listen to it, but I know that you're aware of Nina Gomez's video. And I'm going to say this based on what I've heard and having dealt. So my account started off as toxic narcissistic behavior because of the type of parent that I had. He doesn't even want his own daughter. It's what I heard. And it's just all about control. And it's about control with Sebastian. That was pretty clear because I had a lot of step parents, more than I want to admit. And most of them
me too.
would have never disciplined me without talking to them, you know, to a biological parent. They sure as hell wouldn't have hit me.
Hell no.
So it's for him, I think it really is control. And maybe I shouldn't be saying that, but I'm kind of like, I'm with you at this point, kind of like, you know, fuck it.
Yep.
Because everything that has come out, every word that has come out of his mouth, he double talks. He talks out of both sides of his mouth. He can't keep his story straight in one single interview.
And that is what we've noticed. They contradict themselves in the same. Sorry, did I get your hair? Sorry. I was just pushing on here. Trying to close the tripod down. That's all. Don't get all scared. Don't get all scared, little girl. But that is, like, he can't even keep, neither one of them could keep their story straight. You know? Throughout all the interviews, we would see contradictions in the same interview, sometimes just minutes apart. Oh, Forever Nikki, thank you. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we got a few. Thank you. Me and you. How is Seth? He's keeping his spirits up, but you know, he's coming up on a major milestone here, not a good one. You know, we like to have milestones for happy stuff, you know, 1-year anniversaries, you know, 10 years of sobriety, 30 years of marriage. You know, we don't want milestones of, you know, the first year your child's been missing, you know, the first full year. It's never a milestone that anybody wants to be at, you know, but he's doing better than many of us would be doing. He's keeping his shit together, which is good. But as far as him, I don't think anybody will ever know how Seth truly is. I don't think Seth will ever let anybody in that deep. But I'd have to say he's hurting pretty bad, whether we see it or not. Forever Nikki's mom gifted a I don't have my buttons here. Gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership, tell Forever Nikki's mom thank you and welcome to this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Ah! Okay, there's my screaming goat. There's my screaming goat. Happy birthday to my grandniece turning 18 today. Well, grandniece, happy birthday from Bullhorn Betty's. Oh, the bloopers from the Bullhorn Betty show. You. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I told you today's not my day. Now you guys know we've got Bullhorn Betty and Bedhead Betty, right? Welcome to the show. Reno, I can't put that up. You know I can't put that up. Oh my good gracious. One day we'll be able to speak. We'll be able to speak. But it's hard to get past that. I can't believe I said that. Oh, good gracious. I just need to stick a fork in it and go back to bed. I'm done. I'm toast. I told you I didn't sleep well last night. You can hear the evil clippers clipping anyway. I hear that for weeks. That's okay. They can have fun with it. Who cares, right? They got to make their money. I wish they'd make their money for more morally sound reasons, but hey, it's okay. That's not the only clip I give them, trust me. That makes me almost want to membership memories from life. Oh, good gracious. I know we all needed a good laugh. Spilling the tea. Was it leakage? Should we go to the deception deck here? I just want to know. Should we? I feel a deception deck needs to come out somewhere in this statement. I know. I'm tearing up too. Well, happy birthday to your grandniece since I messed that all up. Don't worry, Sort of Morgan's got y'all's back. Look at that. 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. Oh, welcome to this crew. Welcome to this crazy fam. Welcome all. All right, you guys get out of here. All right, that's all we got. We're hanging this one up. We'll be back later today. I've got a play date for Delilah here in a little bit. I've got to get up and get moving. I got to eat something. I'm starving. But we'll be back. I'm not sure exactly when. I'll just do a live whenever I get back, wherever I can plug in. So sometimes I'm back here by 5:30, sometimes 6:30, sometimes not until 7:30, 8 o'clock. So it's whenever I'll get back. We'll have a little chat and see how everybody's day went and stuff like that. I might have some information on the Sebastian case. I might not. But be on the lookout so you guys don't miss the video that I'll be dropping. We had a good conversation on TikTok today, so we'll be dropping that probably in about a couple hours, maybe 3 hours or so. I guess got to get it, throw it in there, put a couple little beep 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 beeps on it, and then I'll get it all set up. So we'll see you guys back here at around, I don't know, later this evening, and we'll have a discussion then. So rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, say it with me. Please be safe, but more importantly, kind to one another. All right, guys, have a great day. God bless you. And if you guys hear anything, keep your ears to the ground and send anything that you guys find to bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Bullhornbetty@gmail.com. That's how we are able to know things like the unscrupulous UTI is fired, right? We would not learn that if it wasn't for people with their ears to the ground and their tentacles all over the place. So, guys, thank you, and we'll see you soon.